It is time once again for another nostalgia episode. This time we are going to return to these three computers here: the ThinkPad Edge 545, the Inspiron 5520, and the Latitude E6540. Over the past several episodes, we have been restoring these computers back to a working state, which could mean either reinstalling the original factory installation or installing an operating system that'll actually work. Here's how they all played out. As for the Latitude, we have been able to successfully install the factory installation, which is Windows 7 Professional, 64-bit. On this machine, however, I was not able to obtain the factory installation. Well, actually, while I may have been able to obtain the factory installation, it just wouldn't recognize anything on the hard drive, which is a big problem. So that's why we are going to try this again. We're going to try and install a new operating system on it, and we're going to be doing the same on the other computers, including this. But as for this machine, however, this computer has reached end of service, and I was unfortunately able to obtain the factory installation for this computer. Well, shortly after I finished making the last episode, I actually figured out how this computer looked when it was shipped from the factory, which explains the legacy BIOS. This computer originally shipped with Windows 7 Professional. However, in the box, Lenovo gave the user the option to upgrade to Windows 8, which explains the Windows 8 logo on the keyboard. So just like the Dell Latitude, the user had the option to upgrade to Windows 8, the latest release at the time. Now, as with these two Windows 7 machines, we have had difficulty getting them upgraded to Windows 10. So what we're going to be doing with each of these today is we're going to be upgrading them to Windows 10. Because, again, however, I have good uses for these machines. So if I want to use them again on a regular basis, I have to put them on supported OSs. Windows 7 has been out of support for over 3 years now. Well, what I did was I used the media creation tool on another computer and created a Windows 10 USB. So let's see if doing that makes a difference. Oh, and it looks like it does. Nice. So all I need to do is create a USB, and now we can upgrade to Windows 10. As for the Lenovo, however, I was able to download the media creation tool just fine. And this keeps connecting. There we go. So in the downloads folder here, I have the Windows 10 upgrade assistant, update assistant, which doesn't work. However, I have the latest media creation tool, which we will use to upgrade from Windows 8.1 to Windows 10, which actually does work. So here this says that Windows setup will go online to download updates. I will tell it, no, do not do that. So now it's going to check the PC hardware. We know this computer is compatible with Windows 10 because that Dell backup and recovery tool said so. And now since we downloaded this tool directly from Microsoft, it said it's going to go through a much different procedure. And of course, these are the license terms. Now, since this is all automated, it's automatically going to make a selection based on what is on your system. And since I downloaded this from Microsoft, from their website, we're going to hit accept, and it's going to make sure that the machine is all set to go. What do we want to do? We want to upgrade this machine to Windows 10. The problem here is that Windows 7 now can no longer be directly upgraded to Windows 10 when you download the tool from Microsoft. However, in order to do the upgrade, you'll have to create a Windows 10 USB or ISO file and then you can use that to do the upgrade. So we'll be upgrading this and this both to Windows 10, and the Inspiron will also be going to Windows 10. There's the Dell Backup and Recovery tool. Well, as much as we'd like to do that, we're not going to do so. And welcome to Windows Media Player. Fun. We will see that the Dell Backup and Recovery Media did all the work. So this 9 gigabyte partition here, this is the recovery drive. Just named it recovery. That's the main C drive. This is the system reserve files. This is the Windows 10 USB that we're using. And this is all of the drivers and other stuff. This would pretty much be your last chance to make any changes that you want to make before you start the upgrade. So we are choosing to install Windows 10. And we are all set to go. So install Windows 10. So here we go. The Latitude is now being upgraded to Windows 10 from Windows 7. Now Microsoft actually still allowed, in fact, even though Microsoft deployed a free upgrade offer for users with Windows 7, 8, and 8.1 back in 2016, and it was only for a limited time, users actually still, for free, can upgrade to Windows 10 by downloading the media creation tool and creating a USB, and then they can use that to do the upgrade, like we're doing here. So we cannot do it like download the file. So we can't do it like download the media creation tool from Microsoft's website and then use it to do the upgrade. Now remember how it said that you will not be able to use the machine while it's on this screen? Well, actually, you actually still could. If you open up, you could hit the Windows key to open up the start menu, then you can start opening apps and stuff. But all this stuff, don't worry, will be carried over to Windows 10 and will be upgraded to the newest version when applicable. So now we have this nice Dell audio window in front of a media creation tool that's upgrading the OS to the latest version of Windows, which is Windows. You know what I'm going to miss? The gadgets. So how about, since we will not be seeing Windows 7 ever again on this machine, I thought, why don't we just put a whole bunch of gadgets on the... Why don't we just end up putting a whole bunch of gadgets on the desktop, just scattered with gadgets? The media center, we won't be seeing that again. Just put a whole ton of clocks all around. But however, there, interestingly enough, is a way you can actually get the gadgets working again in Windows 10. I'm not sure if the same will work for Windows 11. But the Dell Backup and Recovery is at red. Let's just see how many gadgets we can scatter around the desktop before the system reboots. Oh yeah, and of course we have to have some music. Look at all the gadgets coming up behind the window. Can we get one last tune before it restarts? I would love to get one last tune before this restarts. Your PC will restart in a few moments. I'll miss you, Windows 7. I'll miss you. But this is what we need to do if I want to do what I want to do with this thing. Can it wait till the final notes before it restarts? And there they all go. Well, how about that? It actually waited till the final note to restart. That is amazing. Look at all those gadgets we filled. That is so much. Well, so long, Windows 7. It's not you I need. And there it goes. We're not going to need Windows 7 on this, because Microsoft doesn't support it anymore. Microsoft has long stopped supporting Windows 7, and there it is. The new Windows logo. Well, kind of the old Windows logo now, but new-ish. I'll just call it the new Windows logo. 11's kind of newish. And there it is, working on updates. Of course, the machine will restart several times during this process. And that is definitely Windows 10 because of the old spinning dots. If we were upgrading to Windows 11, it would be black, and that circle would be a lot different. Well, once this is done, this is the only Windows 7 machine remaining, and soon this will be on the latest. So then once I get this onto Windows 10, what am I going to do with these? I mean, I already have big plans for some of them. It took about half an hour just to get Windows 10 installed. I'm going to wait for it to reach the sign-in screen before I pull the drive. That is it. So I'll just go ahead now and pull the drive, because now this computer is on Windows 10. I'll accept that box. And there it is. Please wait. So it's basically going to carry over everything we had before, the user settings, everything. So from this point, we have 10 days to decide whether or not we want to go back to Windows 7. Looks like 10 is performing decently on here. And there's one of the default lock screen backgrounds. Hi, we got some updates for your PC. And almost there. And this is the final screen that we see. These are the privacy settings. We didn't get this on Windows 7. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to turn all this off, because I'm not going to be using it for such. And we'll hit accept. And that is it. Here is the desktop once again, the way it was when we were on Windows 7. Yep, well, it's converting over the display driver, but there we are. So there's everything that we had on here before. And, of course, there's all the Windows apps. I want to be sure that this is the latest version that it installed. Windows 10 Pro, 22H2. So that is the latest. As of now, we have 10 days to decide whether or not we want to go back to Windows 7. And then if I open up Explorer, this is the Windows.old folder. This is everything from Windows 7. And then this is everything from Windows 10. So as of now, 10 days remain until Windows 7 is erased. However, there is a recovery partition installed on the machine, so we can use that recovery partition to restore the OS back to Windows 7, and more importantly, the factory installation, if we need to. And we can see a few other programs are also starting up. So you can see there's some of the other apps like movies and TV. A lot of these apps are old too, so there's going to need to be a bunch of updates done. And of course, there's that Edge browser from Windows 7. And we should not be getting that message anymore, because now we are on Windows 10. Definitely make Edge the default browser. And yep, after we upgraded to Windows 10, we have the newest version of Microsoft Edge. So then here we have the background that we had from Windows 7. That's the default one on Windows 10 and a few other default ones. Usually I like to go into colors, and I usually change everything to dark. Let's see what kind of accent color it chooses. And I like that on everything. Title bars, windows, action center, everything. Yeah, Windows 10 is actually acting quite well. It's acting quite well on this machine. I'm impressed. I'm actually impressed. Windows 10 is working pretty good on this computer. But I believe everything... Oh, it actually cleared all my music? Wow. I don't want all that gone. I want to go back in here. It actually, I think, deleted the sample songs. Well, I hope you back those up. Because they're gone, and they're gone forever. Ever pressed a key and forgotten that it was on? With Lenovo on-screen displays will help you remember. Select yes, I'm in, and select yes, I'm in, and never forget again. That is cool. No. Don't fight through the updates. We'll do that later. We're going to try this partition recovery tool, and we'll see. And maybe we'll see if this does have a recovery partition, because I suppose... I'm not sure if the hard drive on this was replaced. If it was replaced, however, then it would have came... If this was its original hard drive, then it most likely should have came with a recovery partition. We'll find out if this has a hard drive. Wait. Hold on. Wait. We could do the same thing with the Lenovo. But I'm going to let the Windows 10 setup continue. Enjoy now. Reminds me of the things on there. And is that a Windows 11 logo I see? Is that Windows 11? It is. Okay, so we're going to go to Recover Partitions. We're going to restore this disk here next. We're going to try Fast Search first. No partition found. So let's see what Full Search does. Okay, we have some boot partitions. Okay, so it looks like it has multiple partitions. There are a couple of primaries. Well, let's actually just go ahead and restore all of them. System volume. So these all overlap. Okay, so that's not going to work. Yes, here we go. Local backup 9.4.67. I see a page not found error, so we'll just close it. I guess the servers for this tool might have been shut down. Let's try inputting the URL into the Internet Archive and see what happens. Because this version came out in 2013. So let's do the latest snapshot. This one here from September. Because I think this is when the tool came out. So let's try it. So let's see if it actually downloads the tool. If it does, it's going to be amazing if it does. Oh my god, it actually is. It actually is. Then now we just have a few other things to remove. Like WhatsApp. Oh, it's this search bar powered by Microsoft Edge. Let's get rid of WhatsApp, because I mean, why is it installed on Windows 10 Pro? Because that's for Windows 10 Home. This is Pro. We can see a lot of the other apps are installed. But it looks like there's still their older versions. That's the older version of Calculator. That doesn't work on. And that's an older version of Calendar. Spotify? What am I going to need Spotify for? Uninstall. And this definitely looks like an older version of Voice Recorder. But let's actually see if I can restore the Windows 7 Media Center. Let's just see if it still works. Nothing seems to be happening right now. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore on Windows 10. So, I mean, a lot of the stuff that you're used to getting on Windows 7, it doesn't work here on Windows 10. Okay, the Dell DataSafe is ready to install. Let's hope this works. Finished, it wants to restart. Oh, this could be good news. This could be good news. There it is. There's the recovery partition. On 8/29/2023. I'm not sure if this is the factory image or not, but you know what? Let's do it anyway and find out. Again, we're not going to keep anything. Yes, we want to proceed, and off we go. Recovery is done. This is the moment of truth. Why does it want to check the discs again? It doesn't want to check them. Okay. And it did nothing. Okay. It did absolutely nothing. Dell DataSafe did not do anything. So now, this pretty much leads me to my last resort, which is to wipe the hard drive and reinstall Windows altogether. When the hard drive is replaced, the factory partition gets wiped along with it. So that is unfortunate that we were unable to get this accomplished, but that is okay. And now we're going to at least put a working version of Windows onto this machine. So once again, we do not have a product key. It's going to attach itself automatically. This has Windows 7 Home Premium, so this would be upgraded to Windows 10 Home. Let's see if we can do yeah, we can't do it from the media. So, all right. So we're going to do custom. Now that's the recovery partition created by that program. We're going to delete it. Okay, and now it's gone. Can we install it on here? You'll be able to access Windows.old, but you won't be able to use your previous version. Okay, that is what we will do. Okay, so here we go. We are installing Windows 10. So there we go. All it took to get Windows 10 going was to install an actual working OS and install the proper drivers and everything, and now we are in good shape. And now it is installing an actual working version of Windows that is actually compatible with this machine. And look at that. It set up a dual boot. Yep, it did as it said it was going to. It was going to move everything to Windows.old, and now we are no longer able to use Windows 7. Because now this is on Windows 10. Now, if everything was done correctly, this should have the product key from Dell injected into the OS.
Hi there, I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
Yep, even on the newest version of Windows 10, we still get this.
There, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do. Use your voice or the keyboard along the way, and if you'd like me to stay quiet, just select the little microphone icon towards the bottom of your screen. If you need an assistive screen reader, press the Windows, Control, and Enter keys at the same time to turn on Narrator. Okay, enough intro. Let's dig in.
I'm not sure if all the drivers are included with this, but let's see if any of it works.
Your region is set to the United States. Is that right?
Yes, of course, that is our region.
Your keyboard is set to US.
Of course, we're going to stick with that.
Keyboard layout?
No, we do not.
Now let's get you connected to a network. That way you can get updates, apps, and cat videos as soon as possible.
Yeah, we don't have the drivers for this yet. So
just so you know, connecting to a network now could save you some time later. If you want to get that out of the way, choose yes.
Well, we can't because there are no drivers on this, so we're just going to continue with limited setup.
Type what you want to name your account.
Of course you want to name it the way I had wanted it to be.
Okay, now type a password for your account.
We're not applying a password either.
These are the settings Microsoft recommends. Go ahead and review them, and select Accept when you're ready.
And I don't want any of these. Is there any more? Nope, that's it. Accept.
Hey, look, that's me, Cortana. Can I have permission to use the info I need to do my best work?
Nobody uses you anymore.
Almost done now. We just need to get a few more things polished up for you, and Windows will be all yours. Looking forward to helping out.
Well, actually, I don't think so. Well, let's see. We're getting everything ready for you. And there's the desktop. Look at that. We got a fully working installation of Windows 10 on this Inspiron. And of course, it comes with all of the applications. Now, if it all goes well, it should be activated. Well, why don't we take a look right now? And it says unable to reach activation servers. Well, that's because this machine is not connected to the internet, and it is also because there are no drivers installed. So it's just using the generic drivers. You can see Wi-Fi and airplane mode are grayed out. There is Windows.old, which contains the files from Windows 7. What I'm going to pretty much have to do with this is reinstall all the drivers and everything, in which we will get to in the next episode. And I'll go into disk management, and we will see. I'm going to go ahead and extend this partition to the remaining 14 gigs. And there we go. Now it is gone. So there we go. Now the Dell Data Safe is gone. And at this point, setup of this thing is pretty much complete. However, it still, again, cannot reach the activation servers. But before we can do anything else, we can actually change the wallpaper and stuff. So it does look like it did activate. which is great. But you know what I usually like to do? This is all the default settings. Title bars and window borders. You can see Start, Taskbar, and Action Center is grayed out because, again, we do not have a graphics driver. All of those drivers were on Windows 7, and now with Windows 7 no longer accessible. And now it's kind of the way it was when I last saw it. But again, the only thing we still need to do now is get all the drivers for this computer reinstalled, which includes the display driver, the USB. I'm sure it's the USB because I don't think USBs work, but let's see. Oh, look at that. Look at that. USBs actually work. They work right out of the gate, unlike Windows 7. What an amazing transformation we put this through. So next time, the ThinkPad will be upgraded to Windows 10. We're going to install the drivers on the Inspiron, and we're going to see if any final things will need to be done on the Latitude before we prepare it for whatever I intend to do next with it. So, until next time, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.